Allah Akbar, Allah.
Well, exactly. I mean, there's no sensationalism in just saying, oh, look at this Muslim, you know.
Do you think the Nation of Islam has something to do with the image of Islam in America? Do you think that kind of hurt the image? And that's why people are not trying, people still haven't stepped out of that image that was set during that time?
To me, I don't know if it hurt, because that's one of the first visuals that at least African Americans got into in regards to strength and things. So it's not true Islam, I know that, but I don't know if it hurt. I think it was a stepping stone for those that felt oppressed and found some way to come up. And, you know, I don't know if it hurt. I didn't have to go through it, so I can't speak completely, but I don't believe that it hurt, because there are a lot of Muslims that I've met here that started through that. I've even met Muslims from, believe it or not, the Middle East that took respect to, even though saying that the nation weren't Muslims, that gave them a respect of who they are as Muslims off of a kind of forgiveness. Because, you know, as Muslims they say about stealing and things like that. Well, coming through the nation and hearing some of the lectures and things, it actually brought them some kind of understanding up here that made them say that if I go back to my country even, they would kill me, because I was not taught Islam, I was taught where I came from. And that was based off of listening, hearing some lectures, you know, and getting a little bit of peace or another aspect of something. So I don't think it hurt.
But working for the good of others is such a selfless job and time-consuming. So what would anyone get out of that?
When we talk about charitable work and we talk about helping the homeless and feeding the poor,
yes,
do you guys keep religion in mind, that, oh, we got to do that for Muslims or just Christians or Jews, or faith doesn't matter?
No, faith doesn't matter. Absolutely not. I mean, that's just one aspect of what we do. We do a lot of different works with interfaith groups too. We do a lot of things for policy change here in Tampa Bay. There's a program called HOPE, which we belong to, that helps change policies to help the poor, the working poor, or the homeless who are not working poor in so many cases. But we do try to affect them by giving charitable acts, you know, either by changing the policies here, by giving food, or like, for example, a few months ago, we had an annual charity fair where we collected $12,000. We bought 100 bicycles for the homeless, 50 bicycles for children who were of poor families, and those bicycles for the homeless were supposed to be a vehicle, because obviously to give them a car and say, go get a job, isn't sufficient. They have to pay gas, they have to pay registration, insurance, it becomes too much of a hassle. We gave them bikes with the hopes that they would be able to get medical care, give them jobs, and a sense of where to find, you know, get that place in Tampa Bay. And we thought it was an experiment for a year. We were able to do it. We raised the funds, we gave them out, and we gave them just a couple of, maybe a mile or two away from this location. But I think it impacts the city, it impacts the poor, it impacts other people to see Muslim charity. And it's not directed towards just Muslims, it's directed to anybody, anyone. Muslims did get some bicycles. Maybe 2 or 3 Muslims got bicycles for the adult bikes. But on the children's side, there was more, because we do have some poor Muslims here, have big families. So we were able to help them too.
So it's like Muslims are organizing it, but people of other faiths are enjoying it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's not just for Muslims.
How come we don't see Muslims like yourself on mainstream media in America? What's the reason? Why do we, whenever media here talks about Muslims, we see these guys with beards and, you know, saying that, oh, we're going to get you and all that. We don't hear voices like yours.
Well, exactly. I mean, there's no sensationalism in just saying, oh, look at this Muslim, you know, look at, she's going out and feeding the homeless or doing this, or, you know, this group of Muslims, what they're doing good for society. That's exactly what's lacking in this society. We're not getting that message out, not through lack of trying. We have tried extensively, and some sources have come in and picked up and tried to carry our story and everything, but it's not mainstream media, like you said. If there was Muslims rioting, you know, they'd have every single news channel, all of them across the board, left or right, you know, biased, across the board would be focusing on that and targeting it and quick to bring Islam down. But when we're here day after day after day, you know, doing good, trying to serve the community, the American community, even if it's not Muslim. We serve the homeless people. They're not Muslim, but we go out there with dedication to feed them, to serve them, you know, for the sake of Allah, and that never gets covered. You know, certain things that we do, we have the medical clinic here where we will service everybody. We'll, you know, there's doctors come in and volunteer their time. They will see non-Muslims. Anybody can walk off the street and come and get free medical care. That's never been broadcasted. So, inshallah, though, things will start to change. Inshallah.
What do you think is the image of Islam right now in America, and what can we do to improve it?
Before you came, I was talking with some sisters. The image to me, and sometimes I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not so far out there in my mind than other people. I don't think it's necessarily that. Maybe new. It's getting a broader view now, so it looks like it's I don't know, it looks like someone may be against us or something, but I can't say that that's so. My mom was in Piedad. My mom was covered in the 70s. You know, Darth Vader was the closest thing that I can associate, because that's what they call my mom. I don't think it's hurt. I think it's only opened up more. I think that those that don't know get to see it in a more open view now. That's all I see. I don't think that, you know, when something's new to someone, it puts someone on defense. So those people may be on defense, but overall, I mean, it's brought more people in. It's brought more people in. People are getting more of an understanding. I don't think it's hurt. I think it's just new in a broader spectrum. That's all. I don't think that there are any real problems with it. You know, I just think that it's broadened, that more people get to see it. So, you know.
For you, it's just like everyday life. Nothing different. Do you watch television? Mm-hmm. You see what's going on?
Yeah, I don't mean that there won't be. I mean, it's history. That's man. What's going on is nothing new. You know, it's nothing new, but it hasn't hindered Islam at all. It's just broadened it to a country where, you know, the #1 religion is Christianity. You know, and Jews have a big impact outside of religion, but the impact of what's going on in the world. And now Islam has just been put to that and shown in a greater aspect, that's all.
I am an American Muslim. Concept of humility. We need this collective humility again.
Islam is an invitation to all of humanity.
And the people who are blowing themselves up.
No, this is not true Islam. This is distortion of Islam. I say this loudly, with no fear.